Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Lady Beauty. Today's video is going to be a recap of the best of beauty for 2023. Yes, 2023 is now behind us. And so today we're going to look back just to talk about what were some of the best products that launched in 2023. So I'm super excited. I took the time, kind of thought through what all I purchased and what were some standout products to me, and I am going to be sharing that with you today. So if it's your first time here, my name is Melissa. I go by the name Lady M online. If you love all things beauty, luxury, and lifestyle, then be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the best of beauty for 2023. So I'm super excited to be recapping what were some of the best beauty products that launched in 2023. I'm going to kind of go by categories: foundation, bronzer, skin tints, concealer, powders, best lips, best blushes, the best palettes, and maybe body care. But that's pretty much the order of how we're going to get into today's video. So yeah, I can't believe that 2024 is upon us. It's here. 2023 literally flew by. Like, I literally look up and it was my birthday, and then right after that it was Christmas, and then like right after that it was like, oh, it's 2024. Like, I thought I had time, but no, nonetheless, it's better late than never. So let's just go ahead and jump into what were some of the best beauty products for 2023 that I tried, that I felt were worth it. Okay, so of course the biggest category is always going to be foundation. And I think one of the brands that had a major comeback in 2023 was MAC. Like, MAC came back and just came and took the coins, okay? So the foundation that they launched, I think they had like two foundations that they launched. One was in that squeezy tube. It was the Studio Fix pen. I did try that, but I felt like their standout product was the MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powdered Foundation. Of course, I went for my ride or die shade. I think this was like everybody's shade, was NC50, and this foundation was absolutely a standout for me. I was reaching for this foundation probably every time I sat down to do my makeup. I reached for this foundation. It's just gorgeous. I mean, man, I think they really did a really good job with their with this foundation. So yeah, this one was at the top of my list. It was just a standout for me when I thought about what did I use the most, what did I love about it. I love that it was just, my skin looked so flawless. It wasn't like the old school MAC. Like, you remember when MAC back in the days when we wore MAC foundations, like, we was wearing them foundations, we felt it, it was thick. So for them to come, you know, to this point where they're wearing something that gives you coverage, that makes you look good, didn't break you out, because I believe that this was non-comedogenic, didn't break you out. I mean, like, okay. Yeah, so this is non-cakey, non-greasing. It was 12-hour wear, transfer resistant, does not clog your pores. I mean, chef's kiss to this foundation. So if you did not try it, I highly recommend that you pick this up, because this chef's kiss was probably the standout foundation in 2023. Now, the other product that I have is not technically a foundation, but I wore it as a foundation. And this is the DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. Now, I have the shade number 9 and I have the shade number 8. I wore this as foundation, and during the hot months, because that's one thing about 2023. It was hot, y'all. Like, oh man. So this really held up. It looked good. It photographed well. Actually, I did a full review on how I use this as my foundation. I'll be sure to link that here. If you have not tried this, I am telling you, you need to go ahead and pick this up. When I talk about flawless, every time I wear this, this is probably like one of the most complimented products that I wore because it looks so good. It wasn't foundation, but I wore it as foundation. So it comes in plenty shades. This is what it's looking like. So it got beat up, y'all. There's a universal shade. I have not tried the universal, but this was my ride or die. That was what I reached for 90% of the time, and the rest of the times was these foundations that we're talking about. Now, the second foundation that I really was reaching for outside of my MAC, if I wanted something a little bit more matte, then I was reaching for this All Hours foundation. It's not a new foundation, but they did reformulate this foundation, and this is their All Hours Luminous Matte Foundation from YSL. Listen, this is what I was reaching for when I wanted something a little bit more matte. When every day, all the other times, it was between these two foundations that I was rotating through. So I definitely love these two. Yes, they got some use out of them. And then after that, the next foundation that I really was pleasantly surprised by was the Laura Mercier Flawless Foundation, Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I was pleasantly surprised by this. This was the first makeup product that I have from Laura Mercier outside of the tinted moisturizer. It was always hard to find shades. I never really could get a good shade, and it just wasn't worth it. But this foundation right here, when I tried this, I loved it. It looked really good. I didn't really wear it as much, but it was still one of the standout foundations that came out in 2023 that I think if you didn't get a chance to try, that is probably worth you picking up in 2024. So that's the other one. And then I would say, last but not least, is the Makeup by Mario. His foundation. This is the SURREAL Skin Foundation. I actually really like this. So this came out towards the beginning of the year. So this is what I was reaching for. I still put a pretty dent in it. I had 2 shades. So that was the other thing that I felt like I could find multiple shades that worked for me. So yeah, I really loved. I was pleasantly surprised. I was impressed with that. So good job to Makeup by Mario. That foundation was amazing. All right, so now we're gonna get into concealer, and I'm just gonna go in the order of how I would do my foundation. Now, the standout concealers for me for 2023 were, drum roll please, I'm reaching for them right now. So the one that I probably was reaching for the most, I don't even remember when this first came out, but this is the Lawless concealer. This is the Conceal the Deal, and this is the Long Wearing Skin Nourishing Clean AF concealer. Now, this is a matte concealer, full coverage. This was what I wore probably every time I needed something that was gonna hold me together, that was matte without drying me out, that had a lot of coverage. It was this Lawless concealer. Now, number one was reaching for it the most. I wore this the most. Okay, then coming in, I would say second was maybe the Mario concealers. They were really good, but I think I have 2 shades. I have 440 and I think I have 420 if I'm not mistaken. And these were pretty good. I loved how creamy they were. I love the wand. They really held up. So these were probably the second favorite concealers that I was using. So When Tower 28 came out with their Swipe On, I think that's what it's called. I can't really read, but it was like Swipe On Serum Concealer. Listen, it took me forever to get my hands on this, but when I did, this immediately took the place of the Mario concealers, and it was pretty much me and the Lawless. Like, it was those two that were battling it out, and I was going back and forth between those two concealers. So Lawless and Tower 28 Chef's Kiss, my top two concealers for 2023. Another standout product that we're going to talk about is bronzers. So probably the one product that I was most excited for was Pat McGrath bronzers. So Pat McGrath gave us bronzers, and they really lived up to the hype. I love them. That has been something that I probably use majority of the time. I have two shades that I kind of go back and forth between. I think it's Burnished Honey and Bronze Mahogany. Bronze Mahogany is the darker bronzer, and I use this sometimes, but majority of the time I use Burnished Honey, and that was my bronzers for 2023. And then came MAC, because I'm telling you, MAC came back with a vengeance. They just like owned it, and the products that they were putting out were just beautiful. So my other bronzer that I was using was the MAC Skin Finish Sunstruck Matte Bronzer. I have like two shades, because so MAC had like a matte bronzer, and I think they had, I don't remember, I don't have it with me because it's in my makeup bag and it's not here at the vanity with me, but they had another bronzer, and I think it was like a luminous one. But nonetheless, I had those bronzers and they look beautiful. So this is this is what it looks like. So that was gorgeous. I actually like really loved it. I'm telling you, MAC just came back and just took me out, because the products that they were putting out were just gorgeous. They performed very well, and it was amazing. So the next category that I wanted to talk about was powders. Now, the one size powders is not new. This has been out for a while, but we did get two new shades in 2023. We got the Ultra Pink and we got the Sweet Honey. So I have been reaching for these. I already love this powder. I love Sweet Honey. I think it's like, if the translucent can be the translucent still worked because I used it, but the Sweet Honey is perfect for that medium to deep skin. And then even though this is pink, it does a really good job to brighten the under eyes. So I love those. Those were what the two not pressed powder, but the two setting powders that I was reaching for in 2023. Now, pressed powders, I don't think, maybe Kosas did come out with other shades. So they came out with the Cloud Set Bake Setting and Smoothing Powder. So I got the shade Silky, which is the Sheer to Tan Deep. This was what I was reaching for to set my face. I did have another shade, which is Softly, but I think that Silky works a little bit better for me because it's tan to deep. And I think that the other shade is medium to deep. I'm not really sure what the shade range is, but I have that one. But when this color, I picked up this color in 2023. And so that was what was my go-to for setting my foundation. I'm trying to open it so you guys can see what the shade looks like. So definitely love that. I think this was amazing for me to use to set my face. It didn't really add a lot of color to me, but it's almost like a translucent powder. And then Bobbi Brown. Bobbi Brown is another brand that came back, okay? When I say they came back, the products that they were putting out were just chef's kiss. So they came out with the vitamin enriched pressed powder, and I have the shade golden brown. They also have a peach, and I think they also have a yellow. Now, I have a friend that raves about the peach. I haven't tried it, and I haven't tried the yellow. I just picked up the golden brown, and you could just see like I have been using this since it came out. It came out probably towards the end of the year. So on the back half of the year, my Kosas got pushed to the side, and it was just all about this Bobbi Brown finishing powder. It's just silky, smooth. I want to say that it smooths out the skin, it blurs the skin. It just, man, it just looks really, really good. And it doesn't have any color, so you're not like, you're not gonna get cakey. It's literally what it says. It's that finishing powder. And you could even use that to touch up, to control oils and stuff throughout the day. So those were my powder categories. So now we're gonna talk about blushes. So I think the standout blush for me was the Dior Rosy Glow blushes. I mean, Dior came and just like shut down the blush area. I don't know, for me anyway, because these were just what I was using. This is Cherry, and this was like my favorite color. I used it during the summertime. It gave me a nice pop of color, so I really, really loved it. Very pigmented, beautiful on. I have all the colors. My other favorite color was Berry. I mean, they're all good, but Cherry was the one that I used the entire summer. This was like what I was reaching for. It was like, chef's kiss. And then a standout blush for me, I don't think these came out in 2023, but Pat McGrath did relaunch some specific shades. And then she gave us Paradise Venus Glow. Now, Paradise Venus was my favorite blush shade already, but then she came out with I'm looking for it, but I can't find it. But anyway, these were the blushes. Pat McGrath gave us blushes, and then it was the Venus shade. That was like my favorite. I think this is it right here. Hold. No. This is the eyeshadow palette. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure where I have that blush. It's usually, oh, here it is. I was like, it's usually right here because I use it interchangeably. That is one of the ones that I use all the time. So hold on. Let me get it here. So yes, it is the Paradise Glow. So it's the Paradise Venus, and then it just has the glow portion to it. And this is what it looks like. So you can just kind of swirl your blush around, and it's kind of like a highlighter and a blush mixed into one. But Paradise Venus is my favorite blush shade. And then the Paradise Glow was absolutely what I was reaching for. Now in 2023, it probably was the year of cream blushes. I didn't try any of the DANESSA MYRICKS blushes. I'd never got my hands on those, but they are really good blushes. But the one standout blush for me was Merit. So this is Merit Beauty. This is their Flush Balm Cheek Color Blush. And it's so many, like I think I have like 3 or 4 of the shades. I did do a video. This is what they look like, but they are multi-purpose. So you can use them on your lips as well. And then you can use them on your cheeks, but they pack a punch. So if you were looking to try a cream blush, I definitely recommend the Merit Blush Flush Blush Bombs. They were absolutely gorgeous, and probably one of the best cream blushes that I have tried. I'm not really a cream blush kind of girl, but the Merit did like introduce me to like using cream blushes. So I use them, but it's not my go-to. My go-to is always gonna be the powder blushes. So that's the blush category. So the best palette. Now, I think in 2023, my makeup kind of just changed. I wasn't really reaching for palettes anymore. I would just really most times use the bronzer and brush that into my crease. I would put like, you know, highlighter in the middle, in the inner corner of my eyes, and that would be it. I just did not really reach for eyeshadow. I had a single shadow that I used all the time, and it was a Pat McGrath single eyeshadow. I don't even know where it is. I was looking for it to show you, but I got it in a BoxyCharm box, and that has been what I have been using for eyeshadow. But I have not been using any palette. But the one palette that did came out that I did appreciate was the DANESSA MYRICKS Beauty Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette. Now this is a full face palette. You can use this for everything on your face, eyes, lips, everything. So I use this on my eyes, and sometimes I use it as bronzer, and sometimes I can use it on my lips. So basically it has the cream and then it has the powder shades next to it. So it's literally a one and done palette that you can literally use to do your whole face. I would say the only thing for me was that it is kind of, you know, big. I wish it was a little bit smaller, so that way it would just be something that I would just be able to take with me, and I wouldn't need anything else necessarily for my face, because I can do lips, bronze, contour, eyes, brows. It's a face palette, so you can really use it for everything. So for eyes, brows, face, lips. So I definitely think that this is a good purchase. And that was pretty much, whenever I was reaching for a palette, this was the palette that I was reaching for. So I would say that was the best palette in 2023. Now we're gonna talk about lips. So the best lips category. I can't believe it. I'm gonna say, like, hands down, number one is always gonna be Fenty Beauty. Fenty Beauty got some of the best lip glosses, and they keep coming out with these amazing shades. So she came out with Hot Chocolate Heat. This was the holiday color, which is just super gorgeous. There was another color that came out, was like Stamp something, Champ Stamp or something like that. So that was like another pretty color that I used. And then what else did she come out with? These Velvet Liquid Lips from Fenty. Y'all, I love this. I bought a couple shades. Now I probably have like the first 4 shades that came out or something like that. But I wore HBIC, and when I tell you I can eat oily stuff, everything, it doesn't transfer. It's long wearing. It's not cakey. It's not dry. I just love the formula on these Fenty Icon Velvet Liquid Lips. So I think this is some of the best liquid lipstick formulas. I loved it. So shout out to Fenty Beauty for those liquid lips. I talked about the glosses. And it's so funny. The other products I have on here, I don't even have in front of me. Oh, here's the Pat McGrath eyeshadow. It's Burnished Honey. Huh, funny. That's the shade that's here in the eyeshadow. The other product that I have on here is Lawless. And these are the Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss. This is what the packaging looks like. I have these, I think I have like 3, 4, 5 shades or something like that. And then they came out with a longer one during the holidays, which I picked up as well. I just love these. They're amazing. They don't really have too much burning sensation for the filling, you know, for the plumping part. So I do really like the plump. And then of course, hands down, the Dior lip oils were a favorite of mine. I thought I had one here. I do not have any here, which I always had one right here, and I can't find it. It's not here. So the Dior lip oils, and then my favorite other lip is the Summer Friday lip butters. If you have not tried those, I don't know, you must have been hiding under a rock, but those are some of the best lip butters, lip balms, whatever they are. Those are amazing. So lip oils, the lip butters, and then all the glosses. So those are some of my best lip products for 2023. And then the last two things that I will talk about, they're kind of body care, but this came out, and this is the Fenty Parfum, the body cream. Y'all, I don't know what's in this, but when you put this on, number one, you smell good, and number two, you have a glow from within that's all over your skin. It has no shimmer in it, but it just leaves your skin looking like, I don't know what's in it. I already have on another lip body butter, so I don't want to put this on, but and I think the packaging is just like amazing. I have it in the box, but I have been using it. Do not be fooled. I just keep it in the box, but this is what it looks like. It just smells good, and I definitely think it smells really good on its own. But what I also like, that when I put this on and then I put my fragrances on top, man, it just takes my fragrances to another level. But this is very layerable with the Fenty Parfum, which I have right here. I don't know where the top is, but good combo. And then still sticking with Fenty, she came out with the holiday body butters, y'all. This I picked up in like backups to the backup to the backup. This one is the Warm Cinnamon Shimmering Whipped Oil Body Cream. Love this. I have this, and I also have the red, and I also have the mini size as well because I am obsessed. I'm not saying that the original isn't good too, but these limited edition scents are always, I don't know, she does something different with those. So I absolutely love those. Okay, that's it, guys. So I want to know, what did you think about the video? What do you think about what I consider the best products that I have tried for 2023? Are any of these products on your list of what you thought were really good products that you thought was worth it? So let us talk about it in the comment section below. Again, thank you for watching today's video. Before we sign off, if you aren't subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And then you want to turn on your notification bells, because I don't want you to miss out on my videos. All right, guys, that's it for the recap of the best of beauty for 2023. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.